Michael here with a brief tutorial showing you how to play the Frost DK in Mists of Pandaria PvP. I'll be showing you which glyphs, talents, rune forging, and enchants to use on each piece of your gear for this PvP to perform your best. Alright, I choose Unholy Blight over Plague Leech and Rotting Blood because Plague Leech does have a 1.5 minute cooldown compared to the 25-second cooldown or the passive, but does put the diseases on the target for 10 seconds plus the duration of the normal diseases, allowing you to do more damage with your Obliterate and heal more from your Death Strike. Alright, I use Lichborn over Anti-Magic Zone in Purgatory because Lichborn does make you immune to Fear, Sleep, and Charm, and allows you to heal yourself with Death Coil, so that's another heal that you can have on your Deathknight. It's a really strong heal as well. Alright, I take Chillbanes over Asphyxiate because Chillbanes allows you to slow the target 50% plus the 3-second mobilization compared to Asphyxiate, which is the 5-second stun. But if you're versing most classes, they're gonna have something up their sleeve that allows them to remove Asphyxiate. And Asphyxiate also shares a diminishing return of Remorseless Winter, which is a stronger stun but a little bit harder to get off, but worth it in the long run. Alright, I take Death Pact over Death Siphon and Conversion. I take Death Pact because it heals you 50% of your health and it doesn't require a rune, doesn't require runic power, it just requires you to do that 50% of your health towards your pet, which isn't a big portion of your damage. Compared to Death Siphon, which does not heal you as much as Death Pact, but requires a Death Rune, which now you have to choose between, do you want to use Death Siphon or do you want to use Narcotic Strike? Narcotic Strike can heal you more than Death Siphon if the target's a heavy healer, if you're in Arena, or if you're in a VG that has a good heal. Or Conversion, which requires 10 runic power plus 10 per second, healing you 3% of your maximum health every second. I've tried keeping this runic power up, you just can't do it. Beginning you'll have it up for a while, but you won't be able to use any Frost Strike, you'll be very runic power starved, and you just won't heal as much as Death Pact throughout the whole fight. Death Pact is just overall better than Death Siphon and Conversion. Alright, I take Runic Corruption over Runic Empowerment or Blood Tap because Runic Corruption I do use the Rune Strike a lot, so I do like that Rune Regeneration. This part is really optional based off of which one you prefer. Me, once again, I like Runic Corruption. The whole speeding up your runes lets me use Obliterate more damage. I take Remorseless Winter over Desecrated Ground and Ghost Fiend's Grasp because Remorseless Winter can create a 6-second stun towards everybody who gets the 5 applications of the slow, compared to Desecrated Ground, which is a 2-minute cooldown, 8-yard radius, 10-second, immune to loss of control of a character, too long, not big enough for my liking, and Ghost Fiend's Grasp, which is not further enough compared to Remorseless Winter to pull targets in. It's not as big as Death Grip. So overall, it's just not as good as Remorseless Winter. For Major Glyphs, I take Shifting Presence, Icy Touch, and Dark Success. I take Shifting Presence because when I use Death Pact, I go to Blood Presence before so I can get a bigger heal out of it, not losing all my runic power, so I can still dish out a couple of Frost Strikes. I take Dark Successor because when I get the Killing Blow in and over BG, this heal can heal you 20% of your health. This can be a major saver. It's just like Victory Rush on the Warrior. An Icy Touch I take because if it's a mage, if it's a priest, if it's a class that uses buffs a lot, you can spam this at the beginning to remove all the buffs, putting the class into a tough position of, do I keep fighting or do I have to reapply these buffs? If they have to reapply the buffs, now you have free time to beat on them while they're trying to run away or kite you. Resilient Grip's probably the only minor glyph that's a must-have. If they're rooted and you try death gripping them, it won't work. If they have anything that makes them immune to everything and you death grip, it won't work. But if this happens, you have this glyph, now it doesn't go on cooldown, so now you can just still get them pulled towards you. When in winter, I just like it when it snows. I'm a Frost DK, it gives me more of a cool animation when I use it. Deathknight I like because when I'm going back to the Argent Hold to re-rune forge my weapon, it's a quicker cast, so I don't have to spend as much time casting it. Alright, 2 stats you want to reforge into is Crit and Mastery because your Mastery will increase the damage of your Icy Touch, Frost Strike, and Howling Blast. For Crit, it's kind of self-explanatory. The more you crit, the more damage you do, and who doesn't want to do more damage as Frost? For Shoulder Enchants, I take 200 Strength and 100 Critical Strike rating. It's the only one you really can choose when you're Frost DK. The Cape Enchant, it's optional. You can either take the 180 Critical Strike rating, or you can take the 200 Stamina buff. For the Chest Enchant, this is once again optional. You can take the 200 PvP Resilience or the 80 to all stats. I take Mastery enchant on the gloves, wrists, and boots because it increases your damage of your frost spells. Since I'm an enchanter, I like to get the 160 strength on both my rings. It's optional though, you can do 160 strength on one ring, 160 stamina on the other. For the weapon, I take for the Fallen Crusader, but if you're under 35% mastery, you are allowed to take Razor Ice and still get away with it. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, see you in the next one.